My name is Ed Nute. I'm a commercial photographer based in Plymouth, Massachusetts. I've been photographing product and food and portraits from the Boston South area. I got started in photography because I was a frustrated artist. I love to draw, but I'm left-handed, and I always could kind of smudge the drawings. I always knew I kind of had an eye for it, but I really couldn't do it with my hands. So a very good friend of mine was going to avoid the Vietnam draft and join the Navy, and when he did that, he gave me his camera. And it was kind of love at first sight. It's funny, when I picked up the camera, it felt comfortable. And then, honestly, when you're a kid and you take a couple of pictures and people respond to that, it's great for your ego. And I happen to be lucky that really the first roll of film that I shot, and it was filmed back then, the response that you get, that people go, gee, that's a nice photo. And so that inspires you to do another one and think about it a little bit more. And it came fairly easy to me. Well, first of all, I never really started a business. The business kind of evolved. 1 week led to another, and a year, and all of a sudden I'm in the business for 5 or 6 years. And one of the bonuses of the type of work that I do is I get to eat in great restaurants and meet people. I got to go out drinking at Emerson College with Rod Serling, who was the creator of The Twilight Zone. I got to photograph the Emperor of Japan, Hirohito's son, actually Prince of Japan, on the Mayflower. I got to do a fundraiser with a very strange photo of Ted Kennedy and John Jr. Kennedy with Aerosmith. I got to photograph Julia Child. Never thought that would be the bonus of the job. That's been gravy of the job, and to fly around the country and go to places I never dreamed. And basically it's all because of the camera. And the camera opened those doors, and it's just been, I have to often look back on the people I've met and the places I've gone, and it's been a blast. It's been great. When I do my personal work, I always try to take a picture that hopefully hasn't been taken before, which is difficult because everything's been done. So if I am photographing something, I'm trying to maybe look at it from a different point of view, a different angle, a different time of the day, or if it's a studio shot, some lighting that's going to really make it look distinctive. Composition is a strange subject, because a lot of times there isn't any composition. And in theory, composition, the center of the photo is where you should be drawn to, but what happens if you put that center of focus to the right or to the left to throw the balance off? So there are no rules with composition. What works, what doesn't work. A couple of years ago, the very shallow depth of field photography was coming in, and people were really getting into that. So I think the more you work at something, the better you get, and you know when something works when you see it. Why, I don't know. I mean, does the tomato need to be in the middle, or can the tomato be half off? But you know when it's right and when it works. I'm often asked what makes for a good photograph, and it's really difficult to answer, because the bottom line is if you take a photo and you like it, that's all that really matters. But if you want other people to like it, you have to really think about what you're shooting, maybe the time of day, the angle, the subject, obviously. You might want to look at it from a different point of view, a different perspective. When I'm photographing in the studio, I'm always looking for the light source to be very strong and to pull you in. You want a reaction from people. Even if it's a negative reaction, it's better than no reaction. I think too many photos are just very kind of complacent. And if they could be a little bit more edgy, and it could get a conversation going of, geez, what is that? Or look at that time of day. You want people to linger at the photo and get lost in the photo. I never name my photos because I want the person to look at it and go on their own journey with the photo. Because 9 times out of 10, they see something I never saw. But you want a reaction, negative or positive. You want people to be pulled into the photo and drawn into the photo and get lost from it.